Folks, math is hard. Math is hard and memories fail, which I guess is why so many Republicans this year have basically attacked President Biden for things that actually happened during the Trump administration. They just can't seem to remember who was president in the year 2020. First, of course, it was Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said that a pair of overdose deaths that happened in 2020 were somehow then private citizen President Biden's fault. That's not what happened. Biden mocked her publicly during a speech and got raucous laughter from the crowd. But this past week, it was Lauren Boebert who just couldn't for the life of her remember who the president was in the year 2020. During a House hearing where she was grilling Health and Human Services Director, or actually that's the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, Kieran Ahuja. I believe that's how you pronounce it. My apologies if it's not. But anyway, Lauren Boebert brought up a leaked report that was reported on by the Washington Free Beacon, a right-wing website, last summer that showed that from March of 2020 through December of 2020, roughly 25% of the personnel at Health and Human Services who were working from home because of the pandemic, they didn't log into their VPN on a daily basis. So Boebert says, you're not aware of any employee taking something that one would consider a vacation time and bringing their computer and maybe logging in just a portion of that time or not at all? We have more than 25% of federal employees not logging into work, and they're teleworking. Personnel Management Chief said, Congresswoman, I do take issue with the characterization that 25% of individuals are not logging in. Boebert responds, it's in this leaked document right here that we just submitted into the record. So she says, you're basing that from 2020, which is in the last administration, and I can't speak to that. So Boebert, who's like, ha ha, we got you. I've put it into the record. That was the last guy. That was the guy that you liked. Like, that's the guy that you've put up on a pedestal because it was from March to December of 2020 when Donald J. Trump was in charge. So Boebert, accidentally, of course, accused the Trump administration of being a bunch of lazy buffoons, I guess, taking vacation time. They're out at the beach, but they're logging in, 75% of them, I guess, to make it look like they were working. At that point, not only was Boebert made a fool of by not knowing he was president in 2020, but then Katie Porter did what Katie Porter does best and actually explained things so that everybody could understand, because what the leaked report showed wasn't that people weren't logging in to work. It's that they weren't logging in specifically to a VPN to access their internal computers. Here's what Katie Porter pointed out. I just want to flag for everyone here that VPN and using VPN login as a way to measure employee engagement and productivity is notoriously inaccurate and misleading. It does not necessarily reflect an employee's access to their email internet. They can be working on Microsoft Word, drafting a document. They can be in Excel, putting in data without being connected to the internet at all. So Porter's pointing out, like, okay, people may not have been connected to the internet, but guess what? I know it's hard for some of you youngsters to know this. Computers actually work without the internet. They worked without the internet for a very long time. You can do lots of things without the internet, including taking physical documents and digitizing them by typing in the data while not connected to the internet. That's a thing. And that is also, by the way, a thing that federal employees have to do. So not only was Boebert wrong about who was president at the time, but she was also wrong about what this leaked data from the Washington Free Beacon even showed us. Statistics have shown, by the way, that overall worker productivity increased across the board when people were told to work from home during the pandemic. I mean, I know I can speak personally. I have never been more productive than I was when I was working from home. Now that we're back at a regular office, honestly, I feel like my productivity has dipped, except on the days when I work from home. it was wonderful. I would love to go back to that. I get why a lot of people don't, but I enjoyed my time being able to spend more time with my family, getting things done around my house, getting more work done than ever. And that's what a lot of people working from home experienced. Now, plenty of people also need that social contact. And there's plenty of jobs where you obviously cannot work from home. You have to be in that team setting. But productivity did not suffer drops during work from home, as Lauren Boebert is trying to imply. And if it did, then as the director of the Office of Personnel Management said, that was a Trump problem, definitely not a Biden problem. But I guess it's hard for Republicans who are looking at all the horrible things that happened and they want to blame it all on Biden. But so far, all of the really bad things they've pointed to, it was all under Trump.
Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.